Welcome to the APTA's second stop on the Grand Prix Tour, the Chicago Charities, sponsored by the APTA national sponsors Viking and Uline, and local sponsors North Shore Orthopedic Institute, Phil's Automotive Group, Walled Lake Planning and Wealth Management, and the Messina Group. We are live from the Glenview Club in Gulf, Illinois, on the APTA network presented by eNet Live. I'm Jerry Viant, along with Lauren Mendel, and we are about to see the women's final between Allison Morgan, Charlotte Sikora, and the number 4 seeds, Martina Ondrejkova and Anna Maria Zubori. So, Lauren,
okay.
Another 3-set.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, there's our umpire, Rob LeBune.
Women's Chicago Charities Tournament here at the Glenview Country Club. We'll have a best 2 out of 3 sets with tiebreakers in each set. To my right, from Stamford, Connecticut, Martina Ondrejkova and her partner, Anna Zubori from Westport, Connecticut. To my left, from Lake Bluff, Illinois, Allison Morgan and her partner, Charlotte Sikora from Chesterbrook, Pennsylvania.
All right, so Rob LeBune's up in the chair, and he will be calling the score, and he will overrule if asked, but he will not be calling unless he's asked to make his opinion, and his opinion will be final.
Please.
So, Lauren, why don't we identify the players on the court?
Okay. On the near side here, on the right, is Anna Zubori, and her partner in the ag court is Martina Ondrejkova, and on the other side, in the deuce court is Charlotte Sikora and her partner Allison Morgan in the white hat.
So Allison Morgan is the hometown girl here. She's from Chicago. So you can see a nice crowd building up behind. And why don't we take a quick look at the draw before we get started to see the path. In case you're just joining us and haven't seen the draw, this has been some tournament for the unseeded new team of Morgan Sikora. They had
the toss and have elected to receive.
In the round of 16, they had a 3-set win over Bodman Hayward, and you see they took out last night. They took out the number 1 seeds Barrington and Nika 6-4 in the third, and this morning an up and down match against Elliott and Radesno, but also 3-set battle.
Well, and you can't see the score of their round of 16 3-set match that you mentioned, but all 3 of these 3-set matches, they've won the first set very easily. And then they've had a bit of a letdown in the second set, so I know that they're really focused in this match and making sure that they treat the second set just like the first set and try not to have to win every match in 3. The other interesting thing to mention, as we're about to get started here, is that the match on the court next to us is the finals of the quarterfinal reprieve, and that match was the finals last year, the main draw finals between Dardis and Shea and Barron and Nika. So it's great to see the depth in women's paddle, and it's nice to see some new players out here in the finals.
Ms. Sikora to serve.
You can also
Players
see
ready.
that they had a 3-set battle as well, and they're starting with Sikora serving.
15 love.
So it'll be interesting to see how the players settle in.
15 all.
This is the first final for Morgan Sikora. Ondrejkova is a national champion. She's used to playing on the big
30,
stage.
15. Excuse me.
I think Sikora and Morgan are playing with a lot of belief. I think they're going to be comfortable out here.
So the strength in the backcourt here is Martina Ondrejkova's backhand off the deck. She hits it very fast and very flat.
As if on cue.
Thank you, Allison.
And I
30
know
all.
that Morgan and Sikora know that, and they talked about moving the ball over in the middle, sort of test out. Zubori has a huge forehand, but it's not always consistent. So I think they'd rather take their chances with that than with the Ondrejkova backhand that's always right on the money.
So I'm going to use this shadow that you see across the line halfway between the baseline and the service line. And that's going to be a good gauge of the depth of the overhead that Morgan and Sikora have to hit.
I know
40,
Morgan
30.
Sikora also, we're going to try to test out Ondrejkova in her forehand screen. She doesn't love letting the ball go into the screens, but it's hard to get it there.
Yeah, because she cuts it off. She really moves forward.
Yes.
And Anna Maria Zubori is just a really
Game.
talented
Morgan, Sikora, they win the
rackets
first game
player.
of the first set.
This is her first tournament this season, so she doesn't have quite as many matches coming in. You can take a look at the Viking keys to success.
Well, Sikora and Morgan, they want to use the pace of Ondrejkova and Zubori to their advantage. They want to take their
Miss Zubori to
balls that are
serve.
coming off the screens and place the ball well and make it their advantage instead of Ondrejkova Zubori's. And they have to serve well.
Yeah, we saw in the other matches that Alison Morgan just thrives on pace. She's very quick. She can cover anything on the court, and she uses that pace to generate offensive plays off of the screens. She sees the court really well. So even though she
15.
looks like she's out of position and she's scrambling with her feet, I always say, fast feet, slow hands, and she really came out with some spectacular plays off the screenplay. So
15 all.
the Zubori is serving. Actually will be a good play for the net team on this side to play into the deuce side, because that player is going to have to look directly into the
15,
sun.
30.
We've got that afternoon sun that's in the deuce side on the west end here, southwest end.
Sikora also she's just won so many points with her
30
backhand
all.
drive in the last couple days. That's another shot we want to watch.
Yep.
Ondrejkova is such a smooth player.
You see that Ondrejkova did everything she could to let that ball not go in the screen, cut it off. And she's got good reach, and she's tall, and she's quick, so it's effective.
So that's really been a big play for both teams. When they get that short ball in the service box, they're going hard right at the deuce court player. And what Morgan and
30,
Sikora
40.
have done so well is Morgan just takes off immediately up the side screen, and Sikora slides over to the other side. Whereas you saw the
Ball was
little
deep.
bit of hesitation there with Ondrejkova Zubori. and you can't.
Morgan,
right?
Sikora,
Someone's just
they
got to
lead
go.
2-0.
You don't have time
First
to
set.
hesitate.
So this is Morgan and Sikora's second tournament together. Morgan, as I said, lives in Chicago, and Sikora is in the Philly area, so the only time they're on the court together is when they're actually competing. But
I saw
the
the wall
chemistry is really, really good with this team. You can feel it. You know, it's that like that third person on the court. They're both
Love
physical
15.
fitness, into their physical fitness routine. They've got this whole pre-match routine, which I love to see. They're out there stretching, and they're doing everything they can to prepare to be successful. There's that two-handed
15
backhand,
all.
Lauren, that you were talking about. Sikora just boom.
Morgan staying back. Doesn't
what,
want to
she-
have to handle that first volley.
Right, and she's made a little adjustment on her back foot. So she was
Yeah.
called for some foot faults in the earlier matches. And I just noticed now she's picking up her right foot,
Yeah,
so
she's-
she doesn't step into the court and get called on a foot fault.
She started doing that in the second half of the last match, I noticed, and never got called for a football again, consequently.
And again, that's that court awareness.
30,
Zubori
15.
was not over far enough, and Morgan saw it and just got the reaching error. So Morgan can't really hit them off the court, but she can hurt them with her
She
placement.
can place them off the court.
There's nothing worse than a reaching error. You can see why Zubori was so frustrated.
Well,
right?
and Zubori, because, we've talked about how talented she is and how effortless the shots look for her, but consequently she gets a little casual with her positioning, and you can catch her out
40,
of place.
15.
You see another little roller into the side back screen of Ondrejkova, taking the pace off the ball, getting that ball to die.
Hard when they both come
Game,
in. and
Morgan,
it's just a hard
Sikora,
ball to
they lead
play
3
in
games
transition.
to love. First set.
It's a tough half volley, too, to try to go across court. All right, so we're going to go back to the keys for Ondrejkova Zubori. And I think we saw that, especially Zubori, she's got to play within herself. She's so talented. She's got so many choices and so much shot selection, but she hasn't played a lot this year. So, she's really got to dial it
It's
down.
Ondrejkova to serve.
Pounce the ball in the middle. That's more for Ondrejkova. If he gets that short ball in the backhand. And control the pace, because the faster they play, the harder they hit the ball, the more Morgan will thrive in particular. It just gives her so many more looks at the ball and offensive positions, whereas if they just kind of handcuff them and don't let them move,
15 love.
they're not as creative.
Ondrejkova has a very good serve, tough to attack.
And that's Anna Maria Zubori's on the right with the blue jacket.
15 all.
Her partner Martina Ondrejkova is serving.
Let court volley winner.
30,
You were
15.
going to do some stats on that.
I think this is a soft net. Been a ton of let cords.
let.
So when you're going to cut that ball off like Morgan was trying
40-15.
to do, you want to move forward into the court. And she can afford to take those chances, you know, because if she gets beaten with that ball going into the side screen, she just let it go, side back, and Sikora will be there to cover. Either that or she's got to jump higher.
Or grow.
Game, Ondrejkova, Zubori. Morgan
really likes
Sikora
the serves
lead 3
that
games
sit
to
up
1.
high and she
First
can
set.
come right down on. She's having a lot more trouble with there's some pace and a little spin on Ondrejkova's serve, and it's not easy for her to attack. And you see that had the lob down the line by Morgan set up that
15
backhand
love.
drive for Sikora. Sikora's ready, waiting for it to pounce on it.
And not on any panic, because she's on the deuce side.
Love.
Really important that Sikora, that Zubori does not get down on herself. Such a talented player. Lauren, I've been really impressed with the net positioning, court positioning of Morgan and Sikora.
Yeah, that's been, I mean, they've, I think, frustrated their opponents. They've been a wall up there. They,
See that dig?
yeah.
I thought, uh-oh, she's not going to get this one back, but she gets down really low, digs the ball out of that backside corner.
40, love.
Maybe we can get a replay on that one. Great communication. You can hear Alison Morgan. She's become the caller on that team, and she calls every single lob who's going to take the overhead early. I haven't seen any confusion at all, any
40-15.
mix-up on who's taking what ball.
No, they look like they've been a team forever.
That was an interesting
Game,
little maneuver.
Morgan Sikora. They lead
Like a
4
little bit of a
games to 1.
do-si-do
First
there
set.
around there. I wasn't sure where she was going. Oh, we're going to see if we can see that great get in the corner from Morgan.
It was before that.
It was before that play. Yep. Okay. We have a
Well-
couple of highlight reel shots from Morgan with her screenplay this weekend. She took that inside-out backhand off the back screen and went cross-court, low percentage winner yesterday, and then she also made an incredible shot off of a backside on the forehand, drove it down the line.
This first set has looked a lot like all of Zubori, all of
Morgan love.
Whoa,
Yeah.
Morgan Sikora's first sets. They've just looked in complete control in the first set, like they're just slicing through the competition, and we'll see if they can maintain it, which they had not been able to do in any of their second sets in the last 3 rounds. Interesting.
Just a little bit of hesitation there in the back court. Big serves by Zubori. Like you see how Morgan sets her paddle, before the ball hits the court. And she's playing that ball off screen so the ball comes out between her and the net. So the ball's already traveling forward off the back screen, so she can use that pace if she gets a little harder ball and really generate some offense. Now she looks like she's forcing it a little bit.
She wasn't in the right position for that. It would have been a good shot if she was.
I think you can see Ondrejkova is calibrating the speed of her overhead. I mean, she really likes to go after it, and she likes to go after
40,
the nick
15.
too. It's so flat. With those last few overheads, not giving Morgan too much pace to work with. Smart adjustment.
Game. Ondrejkova, Zubori, Morgan, Sikora lead 4-2. First set.
Interesting, Lauren. Like you make one little mistake or one little hesitation, and that's enough to take you away from that offensive mindset that we saw earlier. Just a little bit.
It plants a little doubt in your head.
Yeah.
You start to think a little too much.
And they're testing the screenplay of Ondrejkova. She answers with a setup.
Love 15.
Nice spot drive by Zubori. Okay, let's check out Alison Morgan's right foot. She's really holding it up in the air now instead of taking that step.
Right, because the rule is your foot can come in front of the line before you make contact with the ball, but it can't touch it. It's not so you could step forward in the air all you want, but you
15 all.
can't drag it along the line. So that's why lifting it up has kept her from foot faulting.
Thirty 15.
Zubori, just too much movement on that volley, too much swing. It's fun to have this angle and watch Morgan in the screen. See the way her
It's
her
great.
eye stays on the ball. She positions her paddle low so early.
Yeah, they're trying to find where the weakness is. Zubori and Ondrejkova. They're trying to work spot to spot. Without giving Morgan too much speed. Again, wrong ball, right? Jumping straight up and instead of
30
going forward.
all.
Ondrejkova, Zubori showing some patience here.
I was just going to say, now they're being very patient and they're trying to figure out exactly where they're going to win their points.
Nice pressure
30,
from
40.
Zubori coming in behind that low dipping drive of Ondrejkova. I mean, that's like your worst nightmare as the server, having to make that volley.
Yeah, there's nowhere to put that volley.
Two
Game.
big plays right there
Ondrejkova,
by
Zubori.
Ondrejkova, Zubori.
Morgan, Sikora lead 4-3. First set.
Uline is the leading distributor of shipping industrial and packaging materials to businesses throughout North America. They ship over 2.5 million boxes every day, but they are so much more than a box company. More than 32,000 quality products are always in stock and ready to ship. Outstanding customer service means they're here when you need them 24 hours, 7 days a week. Uline, the best selection, products, and people for an unforgettable customer experience.
Yes. Thanks, Anna.
All right, so they're putting the new ball the seventh game. They have a new ball. So Ondrejkova is just taking a serve, and we'd like to welcome Annika Cooper to the booth.
Hi.
How are you, Annika?
Good, how are you?
Very well. Looking forward to your return on tour once your arm is properly healed.
Thank you. Me as well. Very excited to come back as
15
soon
love.
as I can.
All right, so tight battle here now, 4-3. Morgan Sikora did their usual, went off to a strong start, and now Ondrejkova, Zubori have kind of calmed down, shown some patience, and worked their way back
30
into this
love.
first set. 2 points away from tying it up at 4-all. It's that big serve
40
line you're
love.
talking about from Ondrejkova.
Morgan's having a lot of trouble with the Ondrejkova serve. She's just flat out missing them.
Yeah, she's still going too much parallel and the ball's getting up high. She needs to go forward. 45-degree angle and take it a little bit earlier.
The problem is that's what she normally does, but the serve is coming in harder, and she hasn't adjusted yet.
So, Annika, have you had a chance to see Morgan Sikora play at all?
Ondrejkova,
as a new team?
Zubori,
I mean, I know
and
you've seen them
4-all first
with
set.
previous
right.
partners,
No, I
but
watched the semifinal there, and I think Sikora might be right. And she said in the Encore interview after that, sometimes when you have a new combination, it takes a little time for your opponents to get used to what they're up against as a team. We know each of them individually, but it takes a little bit of adjusting and more adjusting back and forth, and that's why sometimes you see those swings in the sets where everybody's making those adjustments.
yeah, they're not really sure either team what they're looking
15
at,
love.
who's going to take what ball, but you know, they look very comfortable. Oh, and there's a huge forehand from Zubori. Yeah, that's the kind of shots that's just
30
from lack
love.
of play, lack of court time.
And just trying to do too much, right? She's trying to hit an angle volley into the side screen off a pretty hard hit ball.
Good move by Morgan to stay back. Let that ball go through. See, that's the change. That's a smart overhead by Zubori. Take the pace off of the ball, place it deep. Morgan's backhand.
Oh, good fooled her with the. She thought it was going to be a side back. It was backside. It was
30-15.
perfectly done.
Yeah, and Ondrejkova Zubori have dialed it down. They're playing a high percentage brand of paddle.
All.
So it's just getting that calibration for Ondrejkova Zubori, right? So like they get steady, they get solid, they're playing within themselves, and then that will allow Zubori to flow. She can take a few more risks once they're a little bit more consistent during the points.
I think watching them, as you asked, Morgan and Sikora,
30,
even though
40.
they're playing together, it almost seems like they have talked a lot about their strategy and what their strengths and weaknesses are and how they can play well together with some of the strategies they've had versus Martina and Anna. They have played together before, but it's taking them a little while. They've had some collision there. It almost looks like Morgan and Sikora are playing a little more cohesively so far.
Well, they have. They said they've talked a ton about strategy and how they're gonna, their patterns and how they're gonna win their points, and it shows. I mean, the difference in their game between the
Game,
first tournament
Ondrejkova,
at Indian Trail and now
Zubori.
is
They
it's
lead
monumental.
5-4. First set.
But I tell you now, Ondrejkova Zubori have done a fabulous job of shutting down the momentum. Now Morgan is a little flat-footed, and they're starting to make a few little mistakes, like Sikora there. They've lost that spark, that little bit of spark they had in the beginning, and it's all due to the speed of play that Ondrejkova and Zubori have taken the notch down. So now they have to generate the pace themselves, whereas before they're banging the balls and hitting it hard, and there's a lot of scrambling, a lot of pace, and that's what Morgan and Sikora have been thriving on. So we'll see if they can change it around. They got to get the spark back.
The same forehand volley we saw before.
Love 15.
It was a little casual.
casual.
And it was a nice pick by Sikora. She got the reaching error. That's all you're trying to do. Get your opponents to have to make an awkward shot.
15 all.
Yep.
That's her
Running
shot.
to her feet, and she's right.
30-15.
Two points from the set.
Too far to go. Gotta let that go and let your partner get it.
40-15.
I like the move, though. I like
Yeah.
the aggressiveness, trying to get the spark. And I love that Zubori has slowed down her overhead.
Oof.
Morgan's got that little pokey forehand, that little push, not a full swing, but she sees the opening and she just kind of shoves the ball in there.
There's the
Good
first set.
idea.
Game and first
She's
set.
was swinging
Ondrejkova,
across her
Zubori.
body instead
6
of down
games to
towards
4.
the line. So Ondrejkova Zubori did a good job of adjusting in that second set and by not giving them the speed of play.
First set.
First set, and by not giving them the speed of play that they liked early in the first set. So we're going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back in just a moment after these messages right here on the APTA Network, presented by eNet Live.
The world of Rolex is filled with stories of perpetual excellence. For Rolex and tennis, the tradition began in 1978 and has grown to include the most iconic majors and tournaments since, supporting the legends, champions, and rising stars committed to the future of the game. This is a story of perpetual excellence, the story of Rolex.
You can't put wings on a car. You can't see an accident coming. Or walk away from one like this. You can't make a car talk.
How can I help you?
You can't fight gravity. And you can't make one of the world's best SUVs even better. Go on, tell us what else we can't do. The all-new GLS.
Are we ready to go?
Possibly the safest, most spacious, most Mercedes SUV ever made. Mercedes-Benz. The best or nothing.
Hi, and I'm here with APTA
Charlotte,
President
whenever you're
Tiernan Kavana and Amin
Second
Kaduri with a special announcement before we get started on this second set.
Yeah, thanks, Jerry. As many of you all know, the APTA has spent the last 6 months vetting candidates for the first ever CEO position, and I'm really excited to announce that last night the board voted to ask Amin
Love
Kaduri
15.
to fulfill the position. So thanks, Amin. We're so excited and very honored to have you on board, and I think everybody would like to know what you're going to focus on and what you're going to do.
Well, thank you, first of all. I'm very excited to be in this position. This is a dream job for me, and I'm looking forward to working with you, Jerry, and everyone on the board to continue to build on where this game is and take it forward for the next 5 years. And you've been talking already on live stream today about a lot of what we want to do, which is PTI is a big focus of it, and getting every APTA member in the country, getting them a PTI and a rating and a chance to play in tournaments for their level. And so that's a big focus of it, but there's a lot we're going to do, and I'm just excited to hit the ground running January 1st.
Well, congratulations to you and Tiernan for your leadership as well. And I mean, we welcome you on board, and we can't wait for the new era of the APTA to get going.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's going to be really exciting. Thanks, Jerry.
Okay. So we'll get back to the match here. We're just started the second set. And Charlotte Sikora is serving. Oh, that's the shot making that Zubori
15,
just, it's
40.
in her, but it's not always the right time to go for the big shot. I guess she's up love 40 and one set and feeling it, so. You see that solid net position from Alison Morgan on that backhand volley. She can really negate the pace of any drive. She stays low and quiet on her backhand volley.
Good ball.
You see Alison's Morgan's hitting that block lob off the deck, which is such an effective shot. If you get that down up overhead, you can really take time away from your opponents. So, Lauren, what do you think?
30-40.
They weren't playing their sides, but they were in no hurry. They're both very comfortable on the opposing sides. I think this is a different look for Sikora Morgan. They've won all of their first sets easily and had trouble in the second set, so now they're going to have to come out strong here. The match will be over.
Yeah, it feels like Ondrejkova, Sikora have a game plan. They're going forward, and now Morgan and Sikora having to react to them, as opposed to they were the ones dictating the game plan before.
How about that Morgan is letting Ondrejkova take all those balls off the deck? Don't you think she should try to hit it more into her screens and even Zubori's screens?
Before you got here, they were actually pretty successful at that, and I don't know if Ondrejkova adjusted or they just got away from that a little bit.
Good hit.
I think that was definitely part of their plan.
You see that roller overhead? That's
Game. Ondrejkova, Zubori.
Zubori, she really holds it. She hits the bottom of the ball and brushes up, and you can see it jump off the screen. I'm not sure how comfortable Sikora is in the deuce side screen, too, on that back side. I haven't seen her a lot on that side.
Yeah, I think the most comfortable one of the screens is Morgan.
Yeah.
And I think Ondrejkova and Zubori want to be at net. But the last couple of times, I think Morgan and Sikora have given up the net, hitting their overheads a little too soft, maybe letting them take off the deck and then take over the net. They should try to maintain the net a little bit more, keeping it on the screens.
I think you're spot on, Annika, that the person who wants all the screens is Alison Morgan. She really knows how to generate offensive opportunities. And I've been really impressed with how well and calm she sees the court when she's scrambling with her feet.
That being said, the tide changed in the first set when Morgan maybe went for a little bit too much off the screens, missed a few balls that she hadn't been missing.
Yep, and then
right
there was a dip.
Zubori made her take it off the deck, and she couldn't really handle that.
15 all.
Yeah, she's not as aggressive, mindset
30,
more than
15.
anything else right now. She's backed off a little bit, and but these Ondrejkova, Zubori, they're dictating the play.
That's the one ball you just have to stay away from, that backhand.
30
Sikora
all.
can step into the court.
And that was kind of deep. She can hit it from back there
But,
too.
yeah.
But yeah, as tempting as it is,
But
don't
she
go
was in
there.
an aggressive position. She was moving into the court. Ondrejkova was not close to the net.
Smart move for them to bail there. They would have been caught mid-court in that transition.
That's what they were doing at the beginning of the first set, getting the ball moving around.
30,
And
40.
Morgan and Sikora were capitalizing it. They lost their edge there.
And Zubori's hands are too quick. She
Yeah.
tries to go for that. She knows she should let that go through, let her partner take it.
And that's Zubori's on the right, hitting the overhead now. Her partner, Martina Ondrejkova's on the left in the white pants. You've got to keep it away. Just
Game.
take that,
Morgan,
those
Sikora.
5 boards
That feels
out
good.
of
1
play.
all.
She's
Second
smiling Sikora. It feels so good to hit that.
You know that, right? I mean, what feels
You
better?
know,
I know.
Lauren.
Then if people do it over and over, you're like, great, keep hitting it there.
Actually, I'm commentating with two of the biggest backhands on the court, so
Yeah,
they're
nothing-
smiling as well.
Yeah,
like-
my eyes keep getting big.
That'll carry over for her. Maybe, hopefully, these next few points, she'll get confidence there.
$15 love.
Zubori's gotta stay patient and just be willing to hang in there and wait for the right ball.
$15 all.
Nice serve deep down the tee. You can see Ondrejkova squinting, looking into the sun. If they can get some balls in that corner, which we talked about before, it's not easy because you're not dealing with a lot of court, but that afternoon sun here at Glenview is always an issue. You can see the shadows on the court.
15-30.
Look at court positioning of Zubori. There'll be no lobbing on the return of serve.
Thank goodness.
And again, Morgan and Sikora are in no rush to switch back.
Zubori's like, wait a minute, I think I went over a little too far.
I think she
30
said
all.
no as she was reaching.
$30 all.
Again, that's another good serve by Morgan, right deep down the tee. Beautiful hold by Ondrejkova there.
30-40.
You can see it's just so important when you turn your shoulders and set your paddle back early. It's compact, and then you can pick your spots because the only motion then is you're swinging forward. A lot of times when players wait until the ball bounces and their swing becomes like back and forward, it gets too big. The ball gets away from you. But Ondrejkova is just so compact.
Touched it. Thank you.
Morgan
I didn't see that.
almost had it.
Oh, that was good.
Game. Ondrejkova, Zubori, they lead 2-1, second set.
Did that
Ondrejkova
touch
and Zubori won the first set,
Sikora as
6
it went
4.
through?
I think that's what they said.
Yeah.
In the repeat of last year's final, that was this year the finals of the quarterfinal consolation, Barron and Anika took out Dardis and Shea in straight sets.
So Martina Ondrejkova has 5 wins on the APTA Grand Prix Tour. And she's a national champion. Teaching professional at the Country Club of Greenwich.
Greenwich Country Club.
Yep, I know. Up there with Wanaraya.
15
See, that's
love.
just the ball Morgan wasn't missing. She's got to find her
Spark.
Spark.
Yeah.
Yes.
It comes from within.
Spark.
And anytime you don't...
I can't say it like that, Annika.
I can't say it like you, so...
I'm from Chicago. We say spark.
Okay. Here we go. Yeah, it's all about Morgan's feet. Like
Yeah.
when she's flat-footed, nothing's going to happen. She's got to generate that spark from her footwork from within.
30, love.
It does have to do with the speed of play that Ondrejkova and Zubori have really taken off the pace of the ball, but it's more the internal feeling that Morgan's got to get back. And this is Ondrejkova Zubori doing a great job of freezing Sikora out. And Morgan's got to see if she can get some more lobs high down the line and trying to force them to get the ball over to Sikora rather than the Sikora's trying to just
40, love.
Any ball she gets,
Right.
she's just, that ball was way too deep for her to.
Well, she also stands so far back after
Yeah.
she got that dug out that overhead. She doesn't move herself up to the baseline to get ready in case the next ball is a little bit short. That
You're talking
one
about
was deep,
Sikora.
but Sikora, right. She stands a little too far back.
That's a good move by
Yeah,
Sikora.
because Morgan's been doing it, but not Sikora.
Yep.
So it was a different look.
And they're both so quick. You know, they could afford to lob really high and just go in for a blitz and force a hard overhead to generate some offensive play. Because right now, Ondrejkova and Zubori are really playing smart, controlled paddle. The placement of their overheads and the pace of their overheads.
See here, she waits. Well, she was going to hit that high roller, but I wish she would move up a little bit after she hits the lob and look for an opportunity.
Wow.
That was a good one.
Yeah.
Game, Ondrejkova, Zubori. They lead 3-1, second set.
So Allison really had to get it out of her own way. And then when she looked up, she was looking into the sun. And that second hesitation, there was no way she was going to catch up to it. So Ondrejkova Zubori in a commanding position right now, 3-1.
Love 15.
What do you think? Morgan's going to stay?
Yes.
Yes. I should have asked you sooner.
I know. That's been my best way of predicting things this weekend, is waiting till after they're over.
15 all.
15 all.
Football. 15-30. $15.40.
Boy, you can really hear that flat, heavy ball Ondrejkova hits.
She hits it very flat and hard.
$30-40.
I wish Sikora would move her front foot back a tiny bit because she's flirting really close with that line.
Zubori's going to rip it down the line.
Oi, she's foot faulting.
How about my prediction?
Deuce.
Big point here.
Huge game for Morgan and Sikora to keep themselves right in this match. That's not where you want to put
Gotta
it.
be careful. She hit an overhead short and then a flat. It wasn't really a roller.
Advantage.
It was too flat.
Miss
It was
Zubori.
right into the strength of Ondrejkova.
As soon as she hit that, we all kind of grimaced.
Now, that's the
Game.
first little bit of spark
Ondrejkova,
footwork.
Zubori.
Seriously, if
They lead
I
4
was
games to 1.
playing, I was in
Second set.
Morgan Sikora's
Ondrejkova
position right
and
now.
Zubori won the
I
first
would
set, 6
try
games
to
to 4.
create movement and try to speed up play.
Fusion Sports is your source for high-end custom apparel. Fusion offers pro shop management, tournament favors, corporate branded gear, and youth sports. Fusion is an official supplier of apparel and the exclusive provider of tournament favors to the APTA. Yeah, you got to hand it to Ondrejkova and Zubori. They're really doing everything well right now.
Annika, you surprised at their overhead, slowing down the pace and not, Ondrejkova and Zubori really usually like to hit a lot faster and a lot more spin. Or you think they're just maturing?
I think at the go ahead.
I don't think.
Love
you hear me?
15.
Yeah, they're maturing every point. I think they're learning. Not. It's more subconscious learning for them.
But in the first set, they were way down because they were
30.
hitting too hard and they
Right.
adjusted.
Yep. And there's that guest appearance volley, which she's shaking her head at. She should have stayed out of there. Ondrejkova can handle the pace of any drive.
Nice.
That's what they
the
need.
move. Yeah.
That's what they need. They need to try to make
Love
something
40.
happen themselves because Ondrejkova Zubori are not giving them any pace. So Allison can lob higher and deeper down the line, and one of them could come in behind it and either pick it up off the air as a blitz, or if the ball
40.
gets hit hard down at their feet, let it go through, and then they'll generate a scramble for themselves, which I think would give them some more energy. They feel just a little flat to me right now. Like, get in there. You're pulling Zubori out of the service box.
Yeah, those middle lobs to the middle too, I think, are good because Martina doesn't shift all the way over. So sometimes they have some confusion there. Or pushes Zubori way out. They could take more advantage there.
Right. I mean, they've got the foot speed, so they can afford to take those chances.
That's what
All
she
right.
wanted.
Yeah.
That's what Allison Morgan wants.
Yep, it just
30,
it just
40.
doesn't have to be that big, but it's so hard because it's so exciting. You're moving forward, and you just needed to roll that ball cross court.
That's
There's a
when you
lob
need
return.
quick feet, slow hands.
Yeah. And you can
Game.
hear the
Morgan, Sikora.
hometown support trying to
Ondrejkova
give them a little
and
bit of
Zubori
encouragement.
Lead 4-2, second set. Allison.
That was a big
New
break.
ball. Yep. Love 15.
All right, Morgan and Sikora have to bear down here. They're going to run out of chances.
It's tough to stick with that traditional formation
Love
when
30.
both players are coming at you so hard with that return cross court. They love that.
Yeah.
They're so comfortable.
Right, there's no real good reason to stick with it either.
Thread the needle there. See, Morgan should keep
Yeah,
moving
keep
forward
volleying.
because
She's
Sikora's
got
got it
great
covered on that play.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, she's got such great hands. She can volley that.
Just commit
Love
to it.
40.
Maybe they'll try a different formation.
There we go. Love 40, they're changing it up.
Yep, good.
Oh,
Oh. Oh, you can see.
there we go.
She hesitated. She was a second
Yep.
fast.
You can see Sikori's trying to make it happen from
I
the
saw
back
the ball
court.
good.
She was looking to lob and move in.
Ondrejkova called it out, but the umpire overruled, so it's 15-40.
15-40.
Should she start in a little sooner, Sikora? Do you think on that? She's trying for that.
Yes. I think if you're going to come in, you just
commit to
commit.
it.
Just
She's
commit
got
to it.
Game.
Morgan behind her
Ondrejkova,
so fast
Zubori.
she could run down
They lead
anything.
5
Right.
games to
Maybe
2.
start in a
Second
little
set.
faster.
And they're both so
Ondrejkova and
fast, but it
Zubori
might
won the
be a
first set,
function of
6
they
games to
haven't had
4.
to use that play. They haven't played a lot together. They're only playing together in tournaments, so it's like one more play they need to add to their repertoire. But yeah, when you've got the athleticism and the foot speed that this team does, they could lob deep and high and one of them go in behind it, and if it doesn't come straight to their paddle above the level of the net, let it go through, and there'll be offensive opportunities for the backcourt player to take it off the screen.
Especially Ondrejkova's overheads are mainly flat, right? So you're going to get more of a flat ball back to deal with.
15 love.
Right, you're not dealing with like a Roxy Anika spin that's going to jump and break.
Deep. Heads up. 15 all. That over there, yeah. 15 all.
Great volley skills by Ondrejkova and Zubori. They just keep their feet square to the angle of the ball. Their paddle faces
30,
above their
15.
wrist. They allow this pace of the ball to be absorbed. They're not looking to attack it. They're just sending it back straight and deep. Not putting their net team in a shift like a lot of
30
times
all.
they'll attack across court and then the chase. So
There, yeah. Oh, good try.
Well
She
done,
saw
though.
That great return.
That was a gutsy move.
40-30.
So match point for Ondrejkova Zubori.
Deuce.
It's like a casual half volley. So talented.
Everything Zubori does looks casual because it's just so natural.
Yep. Ball was deep. Excuse me. Stop with the language. Add Sikora.
Okay, so the Zubori and Ondrejkova, they've got to keep their emotions in check right now. Is that pressure play where you kind of feel like Sikora's feeling it? Again, smart overheads by Zubori. And then a great pick.
Game.
Allison
Morgan
Morgan
Sikora.
found that right armpit. And I think
Ondrejkova, Zubori lead 5-3. Second set.
Ondrejkova Zubori don't shift quite as far over and as tight. So they kind of left that space exposed. All right. Morgan Sikora 3-5.
Love.
Big momentum shift, Lauren. Annika, you breathing down there?
It's getting close.
Yeah, no, you can feel the tension.
30, Love.
You never know if it looks like Ondrejkova and Zubori get a little down on themselves, and they can take advantage of that, get a
Yeah.
couple points.
Because they could sort of just check out for a few points, and then all of a sudden, Sikora and Morgan are right back in it.
So at this point, it's like stay with the game plan.
Oh.
Oh!
You know, I was just thinking when you said maybe Sikora isn't comfortable
40,
enough in
Love.
those deuce screens to stay over there, like you had said, and then she just dug that ball out. Wow.
And that last game, her body language changed, and she was
Yeah.
willing to make those couple of moves. You know, that little spark that I was talking about has come from Sikora. And then she just gets that unbelievable get down the line. See, there is again, she's willing to take a chance to change the look of the court. And that takes guts.
40-15.
And Ondrejkova and Zubori just need to stay calm. And I feel like they have to win it. To stay with the game plan that has gotten them success so far.
Game.
It's a big
Morgan
hold.
Sikora.
So Morgan Sikora trying to
Ondrejkova,
claw their
Zubori
way
lead
back.
5-4. Second set. Ondrejkova and Zubori won the first set 6-4.
It's a hard game to serve at 5-4. It seems like a minute ago you had match point up 5-2. It was routine, and now you're in all kinds of trouble again. But you have to remember you're still ahead. You're serving for the match. You've still got the advantage.
And what's the little voice inside saying? It's got to be positive. You gotta want it. Gotta want the ball.
Nice. I think if they can keep doing that, keeping it into the screens,
Love
keep them
15.
back.
Soft into the screens.
Hands.
Good hands all around there.
15 all.
Morgan likes that backhand off the back screen.
That
Yep.
she comes in behind.
Right.
Oh.
Good
Oh,
cover.
she misses. Yeah, going a little too much. Got excited.
But again,
15,
that's the
30.
style, the scrambling style that really suits Morgan and Sikora.
No.
I think it's frustrating to Ondrejkova and Zubori to think that they can't win it. Like in tennis, you
15,
can't just
40.
win the point with that shot. Those shots trying to go too far wide, and Morgan and Sikora know that it's going to be them that have, to make the errors in order to lose. So they're right in it still.
It's the discipline, right, Annika?
Yep, it's not easy for some
5
of
all.
us.
Morgan, Sikora. Games are 5 all.
Most of
Second
us.
set.
All right, well, great adjustment by Morgan and Sikora. Now, Ondrejkova and Zubori have got to regroup. Morgan serving. We've been talking about her adjustment that she made from being called on a bunch of foot faults yesterday, and now she's keeping her right foot up in the air
Right.
until
so you
she
can see, even though
strikes
it
the ball. Yeah.
crosses the line, it's not crossing the line, touching the court, so it's
15
fine.
love.
They got lucky there, but they're still trying with that traditional setup on the serve. I don't know. They waited until they were down love 40 last time to change it. I don't know if
They
that's
must
a good idea.
Think it's just as good as anything else because they've played all sorts of formations this weekend.
They got lucky here, a couple points with some errors.
30
You
love.
feel the frustration coming from the other side of the court.
Oh, that's what I'm saying. They just, Ondrejkova and Zubori have to keep their emotions in check.
That was nice and deep.
Great serve.
40 love.
I think you're spot on, Annika. They, when you have that feeling that you have to win it instead of just stay in it and wait for the right opportunity.
Especially after having Zubori miss that last return. I heard from someone wise that your partner should never miss
40,
that next
15.
return. You got to make that one.
Yeah, you don't want to give them 2 quick points. Take the pressure off the server. 40-15. And Ondrejkova's got an opportunity to, if she hits that lob down the line, pull Sikora off to the left because she's kind of drifting to the middle.
She is. She's shifting over and then not going back.
Right.
Nice. Great. That was a great move.
Game. Morgan, Sikora. They
Again,
lead
it's that,
6
it's
games
that
to 5.
energy, that
Second
foot
set.
speed that Morgan and Sikora have been able to find a way to get
Ondrejkova
back
and
into
Zubori
it.
won the first
And the
set. 6
hometown
games
crowd
to
going
4.
wild
Yes,
behind them.
yes.
Part of it.
Well, I think
And
they want to see
Morgan-
the third set.
And Morgan started making those balls off the screen that she just went into a little dip with. I mean,
Yeah.
it made a huge difference in the match. They were winning points for them, keeping them in points, and then all of a sudden she was losing points for them.
Yeah.
And now she's not missing them again.
Okay, so big, deep breath for Sikora and Morgan. See if they can pull out this set.
That was the pressure. Sikora coming in behind the serve, behind the return.
Love 15.
You saw Zubori look at her.
And Zubori's got a fabulous serve. These overheads have got too much pace on them again.
Love 30.
It's allowing Allison Morgan to create offense.
Serve, look out.
So they're back to the pattern of isolating Sikora. They took her out of the mix, but they're just giving too many balls with pace right now to Morgan.
Good hands, Ondrejkova.
Yeah, she's so calm. You know, she's like the quiet. It kind of overlooked just how sometimes how
15,
talented she is
30.
because she's so calm
She didn't
and
back up. Sometimes players want to back up when the other player's coming at them.
no, she holds her ground. Didn't commit on that.
Moving sideways again instead of forward.
30 all.
Smart play by Zubori there.
Ooh, another wide. I think that's about the 5th wide ball we've had in the last couple games.
30,
Too
40.
much.
Set point. There it is.
Wow.
Game. Morgan, Sikora.
Well, you can
They
see
win the
there's a
second set,
big crowd
7
that's
games to
gathering here
5.
at the Glenview Club, and they're happy to see a
2-minute break,
a
ladies.
third set. We're going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back here on the APTA Network, presented by eNet Live.
It's a 60-year love affair, as passionate as the day it began. It's where the dream and the reality are one and the same. It's safety in its most exhilarating form. It is the 2020 E-Class, the quintessential Mercedes-Benz, made new all over again. Mercedes-Benz, the best or nothing.
I play to be a role model in my neighborhood.
I play to be part of the team.
I play to be stronger than my brothers.
I play to channel my energy in a positive way.
I play because the field is where I shine. I play to be a part of something bigger than myself.
I play to stay healthy. I play to feel powerful.
I play to win.
And welcome back to the APTA Grand Prix Series. We're about to start the third set of the women's final here at the Chicago Charities between Allison Morgan and Charlotte Sikora, and Martina Ondrejkova and Anna Maria Zubori. And Lauren, bit of a turnaround there.
I'll say. It looked like it was all from the first set when Morgan and Sikora were up 4-2. It was all Ondrejkova Zubori. They won the first set 6-4. They were up 5-2 in the second. They had a match point. It all looked like it was going to be over. And then just like that, Morgan and Sikora were able to turn it around, and they started playing better. And Ondrejkova and Zubori got a little frustrated, and it was a quick end to the second set.
So, Annika, I'm going to put you on the spot here. You know how the WTA has on-court coaching, so they're letting the coaches come on, and the players the umpires mic'd, and you can hear it. So I'm going to put you as coach right now. You got 30 seconds, and you're going to coach Ondrejkova and Zubori. What are you going to say?
Okay, you really put me on the spot.
I know.
That's a tough one. I
well,
think
look, you've been calling it right all the way. So
oh,
speed
no,
of play.
I don't know.
Right?
That's interesting because especially playing doubles and paddle, you feel like you kind of have to be your own coach, but then you're each other's coach with your partner. So if you have a good partnership, you can help each other by just being honest with each other and, you know, being supportive, but letting each other know what they can do, you know, what they've not been doing that they normally do. So hopefully Ondrejkova can help Zubori a little here. But it's tough because I know Zubori, yeah, she's so talented, she has all these shots, but if she gets in her head too much, and you know, as an opponent, when you're playing her, you can really feed off that, get her down. So if Ondrejkova can get her out of this funk that just sort of happened, like Lauren said there at 5-2, I think she's going to be the one to sort of, if she can, calm her down and, you know, reassure her, okay, you've got all the shots, just use them at the right time, and let's, you know, keep our own speed of play, things like that, basic things.
Yeah.
That doesn't have to be so technical, just with her now, more of an emotional, mental state to get into.
Excellent coaching. I couldn't agree more. I mean, you see she's an emotional player, and you see she lost it a little bit there towards the end and her head started to drop again, which what we saw a little bit earlier. And you see Martina Ondrejkova over there talking to her, and you got to stay positive and let's have a clear game plan. I think that's so important. Like, let's pick those 5 or 6 boards and let's focus on hitting our overheads to those spots so that you get some consistency. And when you're consistent, then you get more confident and you get more comfortable.
And maybe get her to smile a little bit again and have fun with it, because it's a great, fun place to be in a third set final of a Grand Prix, and it's a beautiful day, and you know they're all out there happy and healthy versus others that can't play. So just enjoy.
Oh, why? Whatever are you talking about, Annika?
Lauren and I practice together when we can. And,
but Annika's out with an injury,
right.
And she terribly misses. She'd rather be out there where they are than in here talking about it with us.
Right.
But all the spectators too, I think we all see how great these players are and how amazing it is that they're out there doing what they do, and so maybe just the enjoyment of it would help her a little bit.
Okay, well done, Coach.
Love 15.
Spoken from the heart. Okay, so Sikora's serving. Nice rip down the line by Zubori.
Yeah, that was a good sign that she's dialed back in here.
Tough to hit a half volley from that part of the court. It's that, calibration of when to take a chance, when to back off, when to make something happen, when to lay back. It's a constant adjustment, and all 4 players have to read and react.
Boom.
Correct. Love 40.
See, there's that. I think Martina Ondrejkova has got a
Ondrejkova,
huge
Zubori,
opportunity to go down the line more, either drive or a lob when Sikora is standing in front of her, because Sikora tends to be too much to the middle of the court, and she could just get her to reach, or if she lobbed down the line, she'd have to get her to move back and to her left. And any time you're changing directions twice, you're going to create an offensive opportunity, and I don't think Ondrejkova has picked that up. Great placed volley.
15, love.
Good reaction to the leg cord. Well, I guess Ondrejkova realized too late that Zubori was going to track that down and she had to move over.
You think they talked about that, like Morgan and Sikora, beforehand?
I don't think so. They were both going for it. I mean, and that's one needs to take off and the other one needs to cover. You don't, you know, when you're both going for the ball, somebody hesitates.
And Morgan and Sikora have done that over and over really well.
15-30.
Lets Morgan come across.
Reminded me a little bit of mixed doubles, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're like seamless. They've done it time and time again. We haven't seen so much in this match, obviously, because Ondrejkova and Zubori have done such a good job of not overpowering the overhead. See, that's something that where Morgan could sneak in.
Yeah. When she sees Ondrejkova go up with the backhand.
Yeah. Just go.
There was.
That's a beautiful lob down the line.
Just gonna say, Ondrejkova is reaching way too far over. I mean,
15-40.
But she needs another step there.
Well, first I thought it was
she
a
was
poor shot by Sikora, but maybe she was baiting her into to trying to hit that.
I guess it depends on the intent.
Yeah.
Game. Morgan Sikora.
What is
Games
that
are
little
1
shot?
all. Third set.
It's not really a forehand drive. It's kind of like a poke. Is
Yeah.
that what you call
Good
it?
thing.
Yeah.
Poke
Yeah,
her
she,
down.
yeah, she pokes it. She pushes it in there. But again, I mean, I was surprised Martini hit such a short, flat overhead to Morgan's forehand there. Okay, so 1 all. Third set. Women's final. At the Chicago Charities, a second stop on the APTA Grand Prix Tour. Next up, we'll be heading to Cincinnati in January, and Annika, I believe you are hoping to
15 love.
Got
play
my
that
flight.
tournament. You got your flight? Oh, that's positive.
I'm waiting for the entry to come out. I'll be the first one entered. So I'm really, really hoping for that. I love that.
Good.
Cincinnati.
$15 all.
Here we go again.
Who's going for it? They
Yeah.
don't know.
They got to talk
They
about
could.
that.
Yeah, they could make a plan.
30-15.
You can hear the crowd on the court next to us is a men's 32 match with the local guys, Barnes Schmigdal from Chicago, playing Bredberg and Lapavere. So
every point is just crazy over there. Lasting a
40,
million shots.
15.
she had the shot.
40-30.
We can see it so clearly, right? Like that's not the ball she wants to pull the trigger on. But when you're playing, it's not so clear.
That's good they took a moment there to regroup.
Game. Morgan Sikora. They lead 2-1, third set.
Clark Trophies by Max Lepavere, your #1 destination for all trophies, favors, and prizes. Clark Trophies, better quality, faster service.
What happens when Max Lepavere wins one of his own trophies?
And he's actually he's just taken off his pants and he's
Greg.
down to a shorts and t-shirt, as is his partner, Bredberg.
It's a balmy day here in Chicago.
That's that well-placed overhead with not too much pace.
Nice.
And you see Morgan moving forward and just hitting that little poke.
The
Poke
Love
forehand
15.
and coming in
Morgan
behind
poke,
it.
It's so smooth, and she stays low coming in, so she's ready.
Got it.
Yeah.
Sikora and Morgan got a little
15
taste of their
all.
own medicine there. They've definitely won the tournament in let cord serve aces.
Smart move to bail there. Yeah.
I don't understand that overhead.
Yeah, she's flirting with danger.
She hit the first one great. It's to the side back to Ondrejkova, and then the next one she just laid it right up for her forehand, and then
30-15.
have trouble with that.
Yeah, she was really further back in the court to try that angle too.
Ooh.
Again, it's just a tough shot. Pick that ball
40,
up,
15.
running forward.
Especially trying to take it back cross court, and
Yeah.
you're really out of position.
And I always say anytime you change the rhythm of your shot on yourself, you make an error. So that was like a quick half volley from too far back in the court. You stay with the rhythm of your team. Great overhead by Ondrejkova.
Game. Ondrejkova, Zubori. Games are 2-all. Third set.
That was an important hold for Ondrejkova Zubori. And again, you see Morgan Sikora talking between every point, making sure they're on the same page with their tactics. Good pressure by Zubori coming in behind Ondrejkova's return of serve. Nobody wants to, as the server wants to volley up with somebody coming in.
Morgan Sikora have had a lot of ups and downs in their matches this tournament. They've done a good job at,
Ooh, she got it.
wow,
Oh,
at keeping
nice.
positive.
Oh, great point. Oh, another wide ball. I've never seen such a huge amount of balls hit wide, I feel like, in this
Love
match.
15.
Yeah, Sikora, you feel like she needs to be aware of when she's that deep in the court. Better, a safer shot is down the middle. But where down the middle is it against this team? You know, you can only be a
Love
couple
30.
of boards off when you're facing Ondrejkova's backhand. Now you see Zubori got a little spark. That's the first forehand she's really stepped in and hit in a while.
Good job surviving that 3-shot barrage of
15-30.
hard shots from Ondrejkova
Yeah,
by
right, she
Sikora.
just holds it, boom,
Yeah.
boom.
Yeah, maybe that's strategy, kind of.
Well,
bait
she
her
doesn't want it to go
into
in the
30
screen.
all.
So if it's just a little too far out of the way, she'll hit it.
See
She'll
what
go
she
for a
can
shot
do.
that's not a
Yeah.
good shot.
Who knows if that's the true intention there, but
It's hard to
That's what
calibrate
happens.
anyway, right?
yeah.
Yes.
Rob Laboon doing a great job of umpiring
30,
this match.
40.
No hesitation, and you know that's what you want. You know, when you're playing, and especially in a final, you don't want to be thinking or contesting any call. So you've got a very decisive umpire who knows the game well. Players can just get on with playing.
That was an excellent overhead.
Yeah, I really like how the Morgan and Sikora can switch at the back in the middle of the
Yeah.
line and stay and not feel rushed to get to the other side, switch back. I think that's really great.
That's a good point. When you're practicing, a lot of times you start out, I'm just going to play the deuce side, but then you get the switch in the match. You can't say, oh, I don't know how to play that screen. You have to be
Right. Sometimes you try to switch too
balanced.
soon. And then
Yes.
you're just
Right.
Get me out of here.
chaotic. Yeah.
You don't want to feel like the victim.
I thought Sikora was going to go for that one.
Just thinking about it.
Oof. Good play. I like it.
Maybe she's been hesitating because she missed a couple of those half volleys and she hasn't
Advantage.
been
Zubori.
successful, but she should keep trying.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Whoa.
Good eye.
Good scream.
I mean, that is the perfect
Yeah.
play for Morgan. Is
Deuce.
for Ondrejkova to hit a short, flat, down, up, overhead, and
Yeah.
Morgan just pushes it down into the spot and blitzes behind it and puts the pressure on it.
Yeah, so she's hitting down on it, so the volleyer has to hit up, and she's coming in behind it. It's very, very well done.
So Ondrejkova's got to be mindful, let that ball drop a little bit lower and get the ball deeper in the court. Morgan's going to make that play. She's going to have to roll the dice because she'll be further back in the court.
See, and Sikora's got to be careful, because if she doesn't get that overhead into the side screen, it's a big mess for her.
It's just the willingness, to have the patience to set up the plays, take the shot, either make it or you're still in it. A bit of a Zorro slash volley there by Zubori. That was wide.
Wide.
Advantage. Zubori.
Yeah, she lost a little patience there in the end.
Talk about the ebb and flow of a paddle match.
Great volley,
Yeah.
nice and deep.
It's not easy to handle that Zubori forehand return when she
Deuce.
really cranks on it.
Well, she's low to the ground, right, to begin with. So she's set there. She just keeps her paddle quiet, but
That's
Ondrejkova unloads huge forehand
Advantage,
returns
Zubori.
down the line. They gotta be careful.
Yeah.
Then
Boy, they got
Oh,
away with
right.
one. Let's see if they do Australian again.
Deuce.
No, I guess they're comfortable handling. Well, the last time it didn't.
And that's the move, the pressure of Zubori coming in behind that return.
Advantage.
serve.
Zubori.
But
And
again,
how
if they
about
played
trying to change the direction there? Was she trying to go down the line with that volley? They instead of going maybe back.
Yeah, it looked awkward. She
Ondrejkova.
was trying to go behind her.
But if they played Australian, they would take that
Yeah.
play out of the mix.
Nope. Deuce.
Tough decision at this point.
They
I'm
don't want
surprised
to.
to see that wide ball when the middle is not so dangerous, right?
Lauren, where's your stat sheet? when we need
you know
it?
what?
Advantage. Sikora.
We need that stat sheet. Let cord service winners.
And she's been getting them Charlotte's Court. big
Sikora alone,
times.
or is that
No, well, first
everybody?
only Morgan was getting. No, yesterday it was all Morgan
Morgan.
and Sikora. They had 4 of them in one
Oh,
match.
yeah. Was it 2 in the end of the quarterfinal.
And again, you see Morgan's Sikora's not in the
Perfect
usual
low.
size,
Yep,
but
to
then
set that up.
she
They don't
just
know. Yeah,
she's
Game,
very
Morgan,
comfortable.
Sikora,
She's not
they
looking to
lead
switch,
3
and
games
she
to 2,
took the
third
shot.
set.
that's great.
So John Noble is our tournament director here at the Charities, and he's not
Martina.
only running the Women's Open, but the Men's Open
Ladies, new ball
and
again.
the Men's 90s. Actually, do we have a result from that? We need to bring that up. That was finished yesterday, so 3 tournaments. I mean, they're just a well-oiled machine here. They have such a great band of volunteers and support staff, and they've been doing it for years. And the 110s. There's 4. Thank you. Ann Sheedy,
Yeah, it is.
our
She's asked if you want
APTA
to hit it.
Executive Director. We'll get some results and let you know about that. So it's a monster effort. Lots of clubs are involved, and we thank all the clubs and the members for giving up their courts. Wow.
Again, that
nice
was a smart
spot.
shot by Sikora. She didn't
Love 15.
wail on the ball, but she put it right down the line.
Deep. Love 30.
Boy, that's a great serve.
15, 30.
Oh,
And she was there. She touched it.
almost had it.
What happened? She just didn't.
She didn't get it before
30 all.
before the net, but she was right with it. I think that let a little tension out of Zubori too, hitting that ball that hard.
30, 40.
Interesting there. Sikora loved that return of serve. Was it a function of?
She's lobbed a few, I think.
Yeah,
When
was
she
it-
doesn't get one that she really wants to hit, she
yeah,
lobs
so I
it.
was going to say, a function of the serve, or she changed her mind.
I saw that one on the line, ladies. Allison, no, I just saw that on the line. Advantage, Miss Zubori. Game.
Oh, that was
Ondrejkova, Zubori. Games are 3 all, third set.
a big hold for Zubori and Ondrejkova there.
Looks like she's feeling relieved there.
I think when she
Zubori.
hit that
kinda
hard-
let her shoulders down.
Yeah,
a
when
little
she
bit.
hit that ball really
Yeah,
hard, it
yeah.
kind of let a lot of tension out. But
And then getting
know,
that favorable
Yeah, the overrule.
call, that helped a lot.
And I think Allison's a little
Love
shook up
15.
from it.
well, they were in that. They had that game. They were in it, and then it's 2 quick points and 3 all. Morgan's got a deep breath here.
Moves in. Nice get.
Nice move.
It was up above her shoulder, but it was just at the right pace that it
15
could
all.
go out, but it dropped in.
Still staying with regular, Lauren. I think
15-30.
I should be playing Australian.
I'm not sure why. They're very comfortable playing Australian and staying back and doing all sorts of different things. Like they're Australian.
Is it?
$15-40.
With the added pressure of Zubori coming in behind Ondrejkova's return that's dipping down, they just need to shut that play down.
15-40.
There we go.
Game.
That's a huge game.
Ondrejkova, Zubori, they lead 4
The game
games
before
to
was
3.
a huge
Third
game.
set.
I think that was a must-win game for Ondrejkova Zubori. I think they were really fading, and now the momentum's all theirs again.
So can Morgan Sikora get the spark back now? That's the question. Keep fighting, keep moving your feet, keep moving forward. Keep that feeling of wanting the ball.
On the line. On the line.
Oof.
Too bad.
Got that one up a little too high.
15
Good
love.
volley by Ondrejkova.
But there was a little confusion there between Ondrejkova and Zubori, who was taking the overhead. So if they can get a few more of those and put a few points together, maybe Morgan Sikora can get a little momentum back.
$30 love.
Yeah, see, they're hesitating now. They're reacting to
40 love.
Ondrejkova Zubori instead of setting up themselves.
Yeah, I thought Morgan hit a couple really good lobs there
40,
to
15.
Zubori, but then she kind of gave up and went to Ondrejkova. She hit one more deep one. I think Sikora was ready to try to blitz.
It's a nice return of serve, and
A nice handling of it of Ondrejkova, kept it low, so Sikora couldn't do too much with the blitz.
and Zubori's looking right into the sun. You can see she's got her sunglasses on, but
That's the one you don't want to hit, Ondrejkova.
Watch out.
And that was the ball you think is going into the screens, but she doesn't let it.
they should keep going into that ad side. That's it. No! But Zubori really is looking into the sun,
40,
especially
30.
if it's on a back side screen.
That's close. Oh no.
Good decision.
Oh, what a spot.
Very lucky.
Almost bad decision, but good decision not to
Deuce.
hit it.
It's almost like smoke and mirrors,
Yeah.
you know, like. Talk about taking advantage of your foot speed.
Advantage, Miss Sikora.
Yeah, when they win at a point like that, sometimes you get, okay, you know, we have a chance here. We're really in this. You can get motivated. And then a fault.
Game.
Two
Morgan
faults.
Sikora.
Faults and
Games are 4-all. Third set.
You gotta believe. She's just too,
Morgan couldn't believe her good fortune
I
there.
know.
She's like, oh.
no, she's too far back
Yeah.
in the court
Love
to hit
15.
the overhead short and fast on Ondrejkova's service line. It's like, take another step back, let the ball drop, and place it down the middle deep.
Beautiful.
Again, that's part of the shift. They don't shift.
15-all.
Ondrejkova Zubori don't shift quite as tight over to the side where the ball is. And Morgan has caught them a couple of times on a reaching error.
Nope, just missed.
try. I like to see trying the dropper.
30-15.
And it has to be a drop shot. Not
An
a
up shot.
up,
Not up,
drop.
down,
Heard
and
that
up, down.
before.
And I know you're both laughing at me because it's all.
The hand movement.
Birdie
Make it
all.
up, though, up and the down.
It has to. It's called a drop shot because it
shot.
drops down.
Who does that best? Artists, right?
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
artist, she puts her paddle and
Yep.
drops it.
And you know who's got a great drop shot on the men's tour? Oh, pegged her. The right shot is Lauren. We saw
Yeah,
Thomas Murphy.
Murphy.
He can do it off of an overhead.
And
Did you see
he's,
him play?
40-30.
and he's
Incredible.
on top of the net when he does it. So you can hit the ball 7,000 miles an hour, and he somehow can just drop it.
Yeah.
Some incredible hands. Oh, that's a lucky
Deuce.
on that one. Does that go against her count of how many?
That's a good point.
Like
That's the
court
first
winners?
one that's hit the net on the serve and not gone in.
Still a good percentage. You should
Yeah.
keep trying it.
Yeah.
And that hurts when you're serving for a 5-4 lead. You know what? They almost kind of forgot that Sikora's loves her backhand
Advantage,
in the
Miss
middle.
Sikora.
You know, they all.
Well, sometimes when the backhand player goes over and plays the deuce side, you do forget that
Yeah.
for a couple shots until you get burned by it.
That's what's great if they can maintain that position and take advantage of that rather than switching back right away and
Deuce.
force them to think about it a little more.
Big return of serve from Zubori there. All right, what's the play? They're going to go with regular. Zubori should blitz.
Oh, good serve.
Well, nice
Good
serve.
serve.
That
There we
helps.
go.
Yeah. That's
Too bad.
Nice touch.
Advantage,
Yeah.
Miss Sikora.
It's a really hard shot to hit, but because Morgan was so close to the net, she did have a little bit more angle to slide that in.
and at a big, huge point like that, it's hard to relax enough to hit that shot.
But that's the one that Ondrejkova is so uncomfortable
Yeah.
with. If you can
Yep.
take the opportunity when it's there to hit that, you just have to take that every time.
Deuce.
So again, I like the willingness for Morgan Sikora to change it up. You saw on that last point, they both stayed back. They show a willingness to make tactical adjustments during the play.
And that's the problem. When you think you're going to get it into the screen,
Oh, she got so excited.
She got so excited.
She put herself in such
This
a...
would be about the time when I would say calm, normal behavior.
Advantage, Miss Zubori.
I don't think that would be the first time you would say it.
You could just see she's got to stay within herself and
Fast feet and
slow hands.
hand.
Oh. You saw that. That was
Game.
just nerves. She pulled her head right
Ondrejkova,
down.
Zubori.
Understandable.
They
This
lead
is
5-4, third set.
It was nerves from both of them.
Yeah.
And Morgan
Yeah.
just got overexcited, and then that's where you need to take a second. So, Ondrejkova Zubori serving for the match and their first title. If Ondrejkova wins this Grand Prix, that'll put her at 6. So she'll be 1 behind Gabby Nicolescu, who owns 7 titles on the APTA Grand Prix Tour. It's a drive-by volley. Hey.
what a point.
Nice
with
volley
the
by
great
Morgan. A
hands.
little
You gotta
scary.
wait.
Love 15.
At least she has great anticipation, so she recognizes when she hits that shot. She's ready.
So take a look at the shadows on the court. So you know that the sun is in the eyes of Morgan when she's taking that backhand off the deck.
Nice shot.
Ooh,
That was
just
wide.
missed it.
You
Yep.
missed, yeah. Not a bad angle.
15 all.
And the overhead going in to Sikora's side. She'll be dealing with the sun. Didn't really commit to it, kind of
30, 15.
Wow.
30 all.
And again, that's where Morgan generates her most offenses, is off of the speed of the overhead coming off of the screen. And again, Ondrejkova Zubori staying with their tactic that they've basically taken Sikora out of the match. Not giving her a bowl.
Even though she's on that side with the sun, right?
Yep. Nice touch.
Not up.
That's a
Oh.
great
Nice
shot.
Touch. Set
40, 30.
Ondrejkova Zubori.
Match point.
That
Championship
too.
point.
Ooh.
There it is.
Oh, wow.
Game, set, match. Ondrejkova Zubori, 6-4, 5-7, 6-4.
Wow. Well, not much in that match. Talk about ebb and flow. Huh? So, Ondrejkova Zubori.
Good
Yep.
for them for pulling themselves back together because
Yep.
they could have really just gone away after that second set.
Yeah, they had the right game plan. They made the adjustment. They calibrated their game. They saw what was happening, and that's so important, is to be able to make the adjustments as it's happening. And I keep saying, instead of shoulda, coulda, woulda in the car ride on the way home, they recognize where Morgan and Sikora were getting their offense from, and they just took it away from them. And talk about a coming out party for Morgan and Sikora, right?
Yeah.
4 3-set matches. They would have learned a tremendous amount from this tournament. Lord knows they've got enough matches to watch on live stream.
And they certainly got plenty of court time.
Yeah. Yep,
Their
so
money's worth.
Mark Fischel is just setting up. He's going to interview our winners, and then we're going to switch right over to a men's round of 16 match, and we'll stay here for the rest of the day, because then we'll follow with both men's quarterfinals. We have cameras on court 1 and 2, so we'll cut back and between the 2 courts, and we'll be showing you all the quarterfinals of the men's draw. And then tomorrow morning, Sunday, men's semi-finals is at 9:30, and the men's final at 1. All right, we're going to hand it over to Mark.
You did a good job putting your head back at it. Okay, I am here with the winners of the 2019 Chicago Charities, Martina Ondrejkova, Anna Maria Zubori. Martina, you guys didn't want to win it straight, so you wanted to play longer?
You know, we wanted to make it more interesting. 2 sets straight, that would be too boring.
And Anna, I know you've been practicing hard all summer, getting ready for Charities?
Yes, I was trying. I was running a lot from the Lions. No, you know, it really was a teamwork, because I honestly didn't feel very comfortable at the beginning. I didn't have many matches, but I think Martina was so solid and kind of coached me through everything. And I knew that with time and matches, it would only get better and better. So didn't want to push it this far in the finals, but
Well, take me through it. So you're up 5-2, you have match points. It looked like you got a little tight at 5-2. You lose 5 games. I know, hard to believe. You lose 5 games in the span of about 10 minutes, and yet somehow you were able to regroup mentally at the beginning of the 3rd set. What do you think the key to that was?
You know, I tried to brush everything out and start fresh in 3rd set, and I'd clear my mind. We got together and talked about strategy, and we needed to get it back to the basics, like agree on the strategy and go for it.
you know, I honestly don't have enough matches in me, so any tight situation for me, it's new. So I think after I got it now out of my system, I think mentally I'll be able to be a little more steady when it's really, you know, important. So hopefully we'll be more, you know, aligned next tournament we play.
Well, you were pretty aligned today, and you are the winners of the 2019 Chicago Charities. Back to Jerry in the booth.
Well, thanks, Mark. Great interview, great insight. I can see that they do understand themselves and each other as players, and we look forward to seeing them as the tour continues. We'll be going to Cincinnati in January. But right now, we're going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back with the men's round of 16.